Welcome, welcome, welcome to another Monday Monologue. I'm Samus009 with the loading screen, and we're gonna continue on our journey through medieval. For those of you who are live with us here on YouTube, everyone else, you can catch this where you may or may not listen to podcasts. You know, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, you know, whatever. Anchor FM. We are playing through medieval, and we played a few levels last week. To return to the graveyard. That's a check mark by it. Return to the graveyard does not, so we will go ahead and start with this one. But this week, this episode is basically going to be called the Kojima episode, because we're basically going to be talking about Hideo Kojima, Metal Gear, and the upcoming Death Stranding game, and the influence his games have had on my personal career as a gamer, I guess. I forgot how to play this already. Smash! Whew! That was scary. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm playing through medieval, and the soundtrack is rather good, I think. But anyway, let's move on with the show. So, Hideo Kojima. Man, what can I say? Let's start back in 1998. Shall we? With my introduction into the Metal Gear series, if you will. Metal Gear Solid 1 on PlayStation 1, and it blew my mind that there could be a video game out there on 2 discs. Other than Final Fantasy, I just didn't think games existed on 2 discs. But little did I know. And it was just absolutely amazing and breathtaking from the first cutscene. You know, keep in mind I was probably 10 or 11 years old at the time. So for a game like this, it was everything I could ever imagine. Fully rendered cutscenes. Not fully rendered cutscenes. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm looking at this game through nostalgia goggles, okay? So, cut me some slack. Just the story of Solid Snake and Meryl and Otacon and Liquid Snake, and just it was great. I loved it. Couldn't get enough of it. I played it 2 or 3 times. Oh no. I'm gonna die here. Ooh, I have 1 hit point left. 1. Game over. Okay. Anyway. It was the first game that I had really played that had such an intriguing... You could play through it multiple times and get a couple different endings. And I did it. I got the bandana, I got the stealth suit. The boss battles were fantastic. I mean, for a 10, 11-year-old Sam, the fact that you had to move your controller from slot 1 to slot 2 in order to beat the fight with Psycho Mantis was like... for my little brain. Like, I couldn't comprehend it. And that just made me fall in love even more. It's just those little details, you know. And then throughout the story, some of the bigger payoffs were just awesome. You know, I mean, not to spoil anything, but you should have played it by now. But, you know, the similarities between Liquid Snake and Solid Snake. Ooh. Even though it was kind of rudimentary in its, you know, and how it went about stuff. As far as, like, it kind of still had a radar. I'm gonna get a game over again. I'm gonna get a game over again here. But I still loved everything about Metal Gear 1 had to offer. From its opening scene, just coming up the elevator. And that's what made me go, whoa. Hideo Kojima, he knows what he's doing. And I still remember the opening scene to this day where it's like, do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Just, I loved it. I loved it so much. And I played it, you know, probably after it came out, and I loved it anyway. You know, I remember my buddy and I played through it multiple times, and there's just, you know, not much bad I can say about my first experience in a Hideo Kojima game. You know, flash forward to, I don't know, probably 2001, 2002 maybe. I oversee my cousin playing this game, and it looks awesome. Like, it was on PlayStation 2, and I remember it just looking fantastic, and it being like this spy sort of game. And he said it was Metal Gear Solid 2. And I remember playing the first Metal Gear Solid. And so I was like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to play it. But I probably didn't get to play it until 2003 maybe. Ah! Okay, we're just gonna use this crossbow all the way through. But I remember looking at the crisp visuals and seeing Solid Snake on that tanker. And just not being able to wait until I get into that, until I could get into that world again. And then comes the day that I'm able to get into that world again. And I played Metal Gear Solid 2 for the first time. Just, I can remember that opening cutscene. Hudson River. That's how it starts. Solid Snake dives off this bridge, this epic fashion, and it is just utterly breathtaking. And then you start the tanker chapter. There's a boss, Olga, and she's a pretty decent boss. And you start to make your way through the bow of this tanker chapter. Metal Gear is just looking brilliant in all of its HD glory on the PS2. I'm just sniping these these guys because I'm low on health. So I'm just taking my sweet time. And then I make my way to the bowels of the tank and come across this Metal Gear. I'm trying to expose the US military for what they are. A bunch of crooks who say, we don't have a Metal Gear, but then they really do have a Metal Gear. And then I take some pictures, upload it to my trusty pal Otacon, who we remember from Metal Gear Solid 1. Then all hell breaks loose. Next thing you know, I'm some baby-face, blonde-haired guy with his hair down to here, no beard, no gruff exterior, named Raiden. That's my second experience with brilliant Hideo Kojima. I was pretty angry for a little bit. Like, I didn't want to be Raiden. I wanted to be Solid Snake. He was the hero. Like, he was the badass dude. I didn't want to be babyface Raiden. What has he done? He hasn't done anything. He hasn't saved the day. But little did I know, it was just part of an overall arcing story that I was just yet to comprehend. And we're gonna watch a little bit of this cutscene here. The gate's opening to a giant part of the cemetery here. And now I get to go into the cemetery. Ooh. It's a werewolf. I'm sneaking through this part of the cemetery. Woof! This is a little more sketchy whenever you don't have very much health. Walking through these little... Anyway, Metal Gear Solid 2 sucked me in with its even better boss battles than the first, in my opinion. Like, yeah, they were so much fun. I want to say the first boss battle was the Future? Somebody who she didn't think she could die. It turns out she could die. She just had this, like, magnetic device on her hip that made bullets go around her. And then she's like, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. For those of you who are watching live, this is my dog Cooper. Hi, Cooper. You hungry? Huh? Huh? Yeah? Yep, bye Cooper. Can I go in here? Let me get that. Let me get that. I'm gonna go down in this basement. Ooh, that's where the chalice is. Is there anything else down here? So, for me, what did it was the storytelling that Hideo Kojima did through Metal Gear Solid 1, really. And then I just fell in love with his storytelling in 1. Or if I can buy more ammo from this guy. Ah, I can. Well, I'm not quite sure where to go. Ah, there we go. I gotta go get the chalice now. So I can go back to the Hall of Heroes. Once again, guys, check this out on Spotify. Check this out on YouTube. The Monday Monologue with me, Samus009. My channel is called The Loading Screen, Th3 Loading Screen. I just want to talk about games, guys, you know. See what you guys have to say. I'm really kind of confused as to where to go here. Just kind of wandering around this graveyard aimlessly. Anyway, back to Hideo Kojima and why I think he's a brilliant, brilliant man. It was, for me, it was the story along with this really cool, stealthy gameplay. And for those of you who know me, I am this really big fan of the stealth genre. I love it quite a bit. I loved Splinter Cell, but like what made me fall in love with it more than anything was Metal Gear Solid. And so I beat Metal Gear Solid 2 with the protagonist Raiden, and it's just, you know, I don't know. I like it, I don't like it, I'm confused. We're a Snake. It turns out Snake is this dude Pliskin, who is it's like what, Escape from LA or some Kurt Russell movie where he plays Snake Plissken. I forget the name of it. Y'all feel free to drop me a comment down below so I know. But then we go to 2004, Metal Gear Solid 3, Guns of the Patriots, and this is one I remember well. This is one of the first games I remember. Oh snap. Pause. I have a boss battle here. It's these two wolves. Uh-oh. Wow. I don't know what to do here, guys. Oh, I'm just gonna charge up this hammer and swing away whenever they miss me. Miss. Oh man. I got it. I got it. Wolf's Bane, what's up? And I got the chalice. On.
Changed outside the necropolis. Paths go this way, paths go that way. Nasty, painful death waits round every turn and over every hill.
Well, that's not. Well, that's not ominous in the least bit, is it? Classic H2O hydration. Anyway, Metal Gear Solid 3, Guns of the Patriots, 2004. I reserve it. Steelbook, special edition, the whole 9 yards. I was still in high school. Ooh. loved that game so much. The fact that it stripped away the radar. No more radar. Goodbye, radar. What does this guy have to say?
Bravo, Fortescue! Some of the other chaps wagered Zarok would be using your ribcage as a toast rack by now. But I knew you'd pull through. Here, I have a little extra something here I can give you. Could help you on the quest. You want it?
Yes. Yes, please. Gold. Okay. Thanks, guy. Yes. So, Metal Gear Solid 3 stripped away the radar. It went back in time to some period before the events of Metal Gear Solid 2, and I believe the events of Metal Gear Solid 3. Because it was before the events of the Big Shell. And this is the Scarecrow Fields. Or Enchanted Earth. Let's go with Enchanted Earth. So if I remember correctly, there's a little more platforming involved in Enchanted Earth. And my dog is bothering me again. Little Cooper. Little Cooper. And so there was a camouflage aspect in Metal Gear Solid 3 to where you could change your outfit and your face paint due to your surroundings, and you know, certain bosses may or may not drop certain camouflages depending on, you know, how you beat them, or, you know, you can earn certain camouflages at specific parts in the game, and that was a pretty cool aspect of it. But you still really had to pay a little bit closer attention, as opposed to Metal Gear Solid 2, where you had this radar you could rely on. You know, you really had to rely on environmental cues and what you could actively see, and you had to sneak in the bushes and ooh, there's these plants that are spitting at me. And then what I remember from that one is the ooh, I put this witch's talisman.
Summoned the witch of the forest. Oh, it is you, Sir Fortescue. Forgive me, my lord. I have never met a real hero.
Well, you're not very funny.
Forgive me, just an old lady's little joke. In truth, I am glad to see you, Sir Fortescue. I need 7 pieces of amber that are hidden in the ant's nest. Bring them to me, and I can grant you a special reward. I will only offer you this quest this once. Are you willing to
Did you hear that, Cooper? A reward. Let's do it. Ah!
Sorry, didn't I mention I'd have to shrink you to the size of an insect?
She did not. I remember some of the bosses, like, there was the Will, and no, not the Will. The Will is in this comic book called Saga. Anyway. The Fury, the End, the Sorrow, the Fear, and they all had this, like, they all had an animalistic trait, and the battle with the End, I believe, was this, like, old dude in this wheelchair, and he was bald, and he had a big beard, and he just but it took place over multiple different arenas in this Metal Gear Solid 3, you know, world, and it was absolutely incredible. And I feel like the story was even better at the end. There's this giant twist, and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I am fixing to have to do this. No. But then you play it again, and there's multiple different outcomes. You know, you can get this gun that literally doesn't run out of ammo. You can just hold the fire button and just fire away. Fire away. It's
This magic portal was crafted by the fairies. It appears
prevent people from escaping. What am I supposed to? Confused. Oh. Here we go. That's a big-headed baby fairy.
My people wish only to live our lives in blissful harmony with nature. But alas, the wicked Egg Queen has made
weird.
us in prison. Rescue my people, Mr. Fortescue, and you will be richly rewarded.
We're gonna go ahead and skip ahead to 2008, and this is 4 years after Metal Gear Solid 3 on PlayStation 2, and this is basically the sole reason I got a PlayStation 3.
Here we are. I shall open the entrance for you.
Was so I could play
These
Metal Gear Solid 4,
are my
Guns of the Patriots.
They will light your way through
It looked incredible from the trailers, the reviews. I was just all about it. I got the special edition again from GameStop. I had my PS3 bought. I played other games like Resistance, which is a fantastically made shooter from Insomniac Games. Ah, squish you, ant! But then Metal Gear Solid 4 came out, and it was great. The number of gameplay improvements that were made were just fantastic. The ability to run crouched over was incredible. You had never been able to do that previously in a Metal Gear game. Found Amber. Throwing knives at ants. Knives at ants. It kind of had a camouflage system too, but it was more of like an active camouflage system to where all you had to do basically is lay on the ground and go prone, and your active camouflage suit would change the color of the environment. And it was really cool. And once again, the boss battles in that game were absolutely fantastic. It was all three of, no, it was not all three. It was like 4 or 5 different women. They were all women from like war-torn, battle-scarred nations that excelled in a specific type of combat or mind manipulation. And it was just, they were incredible. I remember them vividly, and I loved it, and I played it 3 or 4 times on PS3 before I had to get rid of my PS3 for, you know, college reasons. And then we went without like a Metal Gear game for quite a long time, until about 2014, whenever we had the Metal Gear Ground Zeroes, which was basically this glorified demo for what the next Metal Gear game will be. And turns out that next Metal Gear game would be Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, released in 2015. And it was, you know, basically we can say Konami sucks. And it was not the game that anybody wanted. I mean, yes, sorry, it was the game that some people wanted, but not true Metal Gear fans. True Metal Gear fans knew that Kojima did not get to finish the game properly like he had hoped to. It was an incomplete mess. Some of the ideas were absolutely fantastic. I just wish he had been able to do what he had truly wanted to do. That was finish off the Metal Gear saga and Snake and his story the correct way. Which, that brings me to Death Stranding, which comes out this Friday, which is basically kind of what this whole episode has been leading up to. And I'm super hyped for it, guys. Like, it is one of my most absolute hyped games for the year. I think the visuals look absolutely fantastic. If I can smash some of this stuff on the wall, I don't know. Norman Reedus, Mads Mikkelsen, like, oh, guys. I mean, I'm looking forward to delivering packages from here across America. I'm looking forward to being bored and having to worry about if I can carry my ladder or not. Like, I cannot wait to see what Hideo can do on his own without having the constraints of this company that says, no. No. You know, I mean, if anything, Sony says, yeah, dude, let's do it. Let's do it. You got this. We believe. Even if it's out there, you know, like, give it a shot. I'm excited to hike. I'm excited to get taken by these weird shadow creatures called the BTs. I'm excited to strap this little weird fetus thing to my chest and, like, see what it does. Like, oh man. Like I've told so many of my friends, in Hideo, I trust. In Kojima, we trust. Call me a fanboy, that's fine. That's fine. I have lots of other opinions that we will get into in later shows that will, you know, kind of prove that theory otherwise. But yes, don't get me wrong. I am a fanboy about certain things, certain aspects of gaming, certain directors, certain studios, you know, as we all are. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. I get it. You know? I'm not like the biggest fan of Bethesda, and I realize some people are. Like, for some people that's blasphemy. But, you know, to each their own. I'm super hyped for Death Stranding. Guys, let me know. Let me know what you think of 7 of 7 Amber. I can go out and see the lady. Let me know if you guys are getting Death Stranding. Let me know what you guys think of Death Stranding if you get it. You know, I'm sure next Monday I'll have a few thoughts. You know, we can talk a little bit more about Konami. We can talk a bit more about Hideo and his separation from Konami. We can talk about you know, we don't even have to talk about that. We can just talk about how awesome Death Stranding is, or how boring it is. For all I know, it's going to be super boring, and I'm going to hate it, and I'm going to be looking for excuses to watch TV, which I oftentimes find myself doing. You know, like, I just want to watch TV right now. And I really, really, really hope that's not the case. I really hope that the story is engaging enough to make me care about these packages that I'm taking from one place to another. You know, that's what I can only hope. Smash. Uh-oh. And that's gonna wrap it up for the show. About, like, you know, what I'm gonna talk about Death Stranding and Kojima. And I just want to know what you guys think. Are you guys hyped for it? Are you guys getting it? Let me know if there's any topics you guys want to talk about in future Monday monologues. I hope that this episode is substantially better than the first one. You know, we're only 2 episodes deep. Not very deep if you ask me. But by November we should be about 5 in. You know, hopefully we'll get some interviews going on, some different opinions. And I look forward to seeing this grow. You know, I just basically want to get a dialogue going. I want to talk about games, you know, and I want to hear what you guys have to say. So for Samus009, this has been the Monday Monologue. Let me know what you guys think. This is going to be on all the podcast services tomorrow on Tuesday. So check me out on Spotify, iTunes, Google, wherever you get your podcast services, you know, even Anchor FM. And we will see you guys later. I love you so much.